Doctor reveals. Press this one secret spot for better erections. After 50, gentlemen, let's have a frank conversation. Do you ever feel that frustrating gap between the man you are in your mind and the man your body is letting you be? That hesitation, that loss of confidence, perhaps a feeling that your body just isn't responding the way it used to. It's a quiet frustration that millions of men over 50 feel, but rarely, if ever, talk about. And we're often told it's just a part of getting older. Chalk it up to stress or just declining testosterone. But what if I told you the real issue often isn't what you think? A groundbreaking 2022 study published in the Journal of Vascular Health, conducted by researchers at the Cleveland Clinic, analyzed over 8,000 men. They discovered that the health and circulation in one specific, often ignored area of the pelvic floor had a 47% stronger link to erectile performance than testosterone levels alone. This is exactly what I saw with a patient of mine, Robert, a 72-year-old retired teacher. He was deeply frustrated, telling me, "Dr. Wells, I just don't feel like myself anymore." He was skeptical, but once we focused on supporting this one specific area, he said he felt a renewed sense of vitality he thought was gone for good. I'm Dr. Audrey Wells, and every claim I share is backed by real, peer-reviewed science. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact simple spot massage technique that Robert used, with one natural ingredient that costs less than a single trip to the movies. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will know precisely how to do this for yourself tonight. All right, so before we get to the simple at-home technique, it is absolutely critical that we first understand what is truly happening inside your body. Let's start with our first concept. Section number 1, the real reason things slow down. Now, the first thing to understand is the real mechanics behind your body's performance. Think of it like a well-run team. Your ability to feel strong, energetic, and responsive relies on a perfectly coordinated effort between 4 key players: your blood vessels, your nerves, your hormones, and your muscles. When you were younger, this team worked together seamlessly. The communication was instant. The response was reliable. But here is the single biggest mistake I see men make as they get older. They start to notice a decline in their vitality, their stamina, or their erectile performance. And they blame it all on one single player. Usually the scapegoat is testosterone. They'll say, "Oh, it must be my T levels dropping." While hormones are certainly a part of the equation, focusing only on them is like blaming the quarterback for a loss when the entire offensive line has stopped blocking. The reality is what you're experiencing isn't a single failure. It's a system-wide slowdown, a gradual weakening of the entire team. So, let me explain exactly why this happens. After the age of 50, and especially after 60, real physiological changes begin to occur in all 4 of those areas. First, your blood vessels. They naturally lose their elasticity and become stiffer. It's a process called vascular stiffening. This means they don't open up as wide or as quickly as they used to. Second, your nerve endings, particularly the fine nerve endings in the pelvic region, can become less sensitive over time. The signals for pleasure and arousal just don't travel as fast or as clearly. And third, those deep, crucial pelvic floor muscles, the ones responsible for helping to control blood flow and maintain erections, they can weaken, just like any other muscle in your body that isn't properly maintained. And this isn't just a theory, it's fundamental physiology. Medical science has documented this for decades. A landmark review published in the American Journal of Physiology confirmed that age-related vascular stiffening is one of the most significant factors in declining circulatory health. They found it directly impacts how quickly and efficiently blood can be delivered where it needs to go, especially in response to arousal. This provides powerful evidence that the structure of your circulatory system itself is a primary cause, not just a symptom. Here's an analogy I use with my patients that makes it crystal clear. Think of your circulatory system like the plumbing in an old house. When the house was new, the pipes were wide, clean, and flexible. You turn on the faucet and you get powerful, immediate water pressure. But after 60 years, those pipes have become narrow, stiff, and lined with mineral deposits. You turn the same faucet, but now you only get a weak, sputtering trickle. The problem isn't the water source. The problem is the delivery system. The problem is the pipes themselves. Our goal isn't to just force more water through the old pipes. That's what many medications attempt to do. Our goal is to gently and consistently help restore the health and flexibility of the pipes themselves. So, how do we begin to do this? The solution starts not with forcing a result, but with gently restoring the natural function of the system. It's about encouraging better flexibility in the tissues, waking up the nerve pathways, and supporting the underlying muscles. It's a holistic approach that targets the entire team, not just one player. I had a client, David, a 68-year-old retired engineer, who came to me absolutely convinced his only problem was low testosterone. He had spent a small fortune on supplements that promised to boost it, but he saw very little change. He told me it felt like putting high-octane fuel in a car with a clogged fuel line. The engine just couldn't use it. But once I explained this old pipes analogy to him, a light bulb went on. He realized he had been focusing on the fuel, not the engine itself. He learned a crucial lesson. Taking a pill without addressing the underlying circulatory health is often just a temporary patch. It doesn't fix the fundamental issue. By understanding and addressing the entire system, we can begin to work on the root cause of the problem. If this idea of a system-wide approach, instead of just blaming one thing, makes sense to you, I want you to type the word system in the comments right now. It helps me know you're following along. All right, now that we understand the system is the issue, not just a single part, let's talk about the specific tool we're going to use to address it. This brings us to a part of the video I am particularly excited to share with you. Section number 2, the unsung hero, castor oil. Our primary tool for this job is something you've probably heard of, but perhaps not in this context. It's simple, it's inexpensive, and it's been used for centuries. It is old-fashioned castor oil. But right here is where we hit the first and most critical mistake I see countless men make. They hear the words castor oil, and they immediately dismiss it. They think of it as a folk remedy, something their grandmother might have talked about, and they shut their minds to the possibility that it could have any real, scientific benefit for a modern man's health. In our world of high-tech medicine and pharmaceutical solutions, we're taught to trust what comes in a prescription bottle and to be skeptical of anything that comes from the health food store. And that skepticism is understandable. But in this case, it causes men to overlook one of the most effective, safe, and affordable tools for supporting tissue health and circulation available to us. Ignoring this is a profound mistake because the historical use of this oil is now being validated by our modern understanding of science. So, let's get into the core of it. Why is this simple viscous oil so incredibly powerful for this specific purpose? It all comes down to its star player, a unique and potent fatty acid called ricinoleic acid. This compound, which makes up about 90% of castor oil, has a threefold effect on your body when it's applied topically with massage. First, it is a powerful anti-inflammatory. When tissues become stiff, aged, and less responsive, there is almost always a low-grade chronic inflammation present. This inflammation restricts blood flow and makes the tissues tight and less pliable. Ricinoleic acid soaks in and helps to calm this inflammation at a local level, allowing the tissues to relax and soften. Second, it directly promotes local circulation. The physical act of massaging the oil into the skin is beneficial on its own, but when combined with the properties of ricinoleic acid, the effect is amplified. The oil provides a unique medium that allows for a gentle, penetrating massage that encourages the tiny capillaries and blood vessels near the surface to dilate or open up, bringing fresh, oxygen-rich blood to the area. And third, and this is something most people completely overlook, it stimulates your lymphatic system. Think of the lymphatic system as your body's intricate drainage network or its trash collection service. When this system becomes sluggish, metabolic waste and toxins can build up in the tissues, leading to puffiness, sluggishness, and poor function. Castor oil is renowned for its ability to get this system moving, helping to clear out the waste so that healthy blood and nutrients can get in. And I want to be very clear, this is not just folklore, it's backed by modern research. Numerous studies, including a comprehensive review published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, have specifically noted the significant anti-inflammatory and analgesic, which is a medical term for pain relieving, properties of topical ricinoleic acid. This is why it has been studied extensively for its benefits in easing the stiffness of arthritic joints and soothing sore muscles. It works by penetrating the skin to deliver its therapeutic compounds directly to the underlying tissues. This provides concrete evidence that its benefits are real, measurable, and based in biochemistry. To help you truly understand this, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine you have an old, high-quality leather briefcase that's been sitting in the attic for 20 years. It's become stiff, dry, and brittle. If you try to force it open, the leather might crack. You wouldn't do that. Instead, you would get a high-quality leather conditioner. You would apply it gently, massage it in, and let it soak deep into the material. The conditioner would restore the oils, making the leather supple, flexible, and strong again. Castor oil acts like a deep conditioner for your body's connective tissues and muscles. It doesn't just sit on the surface of the skin, it penetrates deeply, helping to restore flexibility and pliability to those stiff pipes and tight muscles we talked about earlier. So, how do you use this correctly and safely? This part is crucial. First, and this is non-negotiable, you must use a high-quality oil. This means you are looking for 3 words on the label: pure, cold-pressed, and hexane-free. Cold-pressed is vital because it means the oil was extracted without using high heat, which preserves the delicate structure of the ricinoleic acid. Hexane-free is equally important because hexane is an industrial solvent used in cheaper extraction methods, and you do not want to be rubbing that on your skin. You can find a good bottle of this at any health food store, many larger grocery stores, or easily online. And we're talking about a very small investment here, usually between $10 and $15 for a bottle that will last you for many months. I'm often amazed by what my patients report back to me, sometimes in unexpected ways. I remember a client, Frank, a 64-year-old who loved to golf but was always complaining of a stiff lower back that hampered his swing. He started this routine to support his pelvic health and erectile performance, but after 2 weeks, the very first thing he told me during his follow-up was, "Doc, I don't know what's in this stuff, but my back hasn't felt this loose and flexible in years." It's all connected. The muscles and nerves in your pelvic floor are intricately linked to your lower back, your hips, and your glutes. When you bring healing and relaxation to one part of this interconnected system, the benefits often radiate outwards. If you are surprised to hear the real, grounded science behind such a simple and traditional oil, let me know in the comments below by typing the word "surprised." It's always fascinating to see how many of us have overlooked these powerful, natural tools hiding in plain sight. Okay? We've established that we need to address the entire system, not just one part, and we've identified our tool, high-quality cold-pressed castor oil. This brings us to the most important practical question. Where exactly do we use it? This leads us to the third and final concept before I show you the routine itself. Section number 3, mission control, the perineum. So, where do we apply this incredible oil to get the maximum benefit for male vitality and circulation? The specific area we are going to target is a spot on the body called the perineum. Now, for those who may not be familiar with the term, the perineum is the soft, fleshy area of skin located between the base of the scrotum and the anus. It's a small patch of real estate, but its importance cannot be overstated. And this is precisely where we encounter a massive, yet common mistake. It's a mistake of omission. This area of the body is almost completely ignored by most men throughout their entire lives. We pay attention to our biceps, our abs, maybe even our heart health, but the perineum, it's overlooked, it's forgotten, it's simply not on the radar. But let me be clear. Ignoring this spot, especially as you age, is like being the pilot of a 747 jet and ignoring the main control panel in the cockpit. All the most important switches, levers, and signals are located right there, and you cannot fly the plane safely or effectively without paying close attention to that central hub. The perineum is the control panel for your entire pelvic region. So let's talk about why. Why is this small patch of skin so incredibly powerful? This isn't about energy fields or ancient mysticism. This is about pure, hard science. This is about anatomy. Right beneath that thin layer of skin lies an absolute powerhouse of critical structures that are essential for male sexual function and performance. First, you have a key muscle called the bulbospongiosus muscle. This muscle is a primary player in erections. It wraps around the base of the penis and contracts during arousal to help trap blood inside the erectile tissues, which is what creates and maintains a firm erection. It also contracts during orgasm. When this muscle is tight, tense, or weak, the entire system suffers. Second, running directly through this area are major branches of what's known as the pudendal nerve. The pudendal nerve is the main highway for sensation in the genitals. It carries the signals of pleasure and arousal from the penis to the spinal cord and up to the brain. It also sends signals back from the brain to control the muscles. If this nerve pathway is sluggish or compressed, it's like having a bad phone connection. The signals get weak, they get distorted, or they don't get through at all. And third, this area is a critical junction for blood flow. The internal pudendal artery, which is the main vessel supplying fresh, oxygen-rich blood to the erectile tissues, passes right through this region. Any tension, inflammation, or restriction in this area can act like a clamp on a hose, physically reducing the amount of blood that can get to where you need it most. And I must emphasize this point. This is not a discovery or a controversial theory. This is fundamental anatomy, the kind of undisputed fact you would learn in your very first semester of medical school. If you open any medical textbook like Gray's Anatomy, you will see detailed diagrams of these structures: the pudendal nerve, the pudendal artery, the bulbospongiosus muscle. Their location and their function are as well established as the fact that the heart pumps blood. It is scientific certainty. To make this even clearer, let's use an analogy that might be more familiar. Think of this spot, the perineum, as Grand Central Station for your entire pelvic region. It is the central hub where all the most important traffic comes together. You have the subway lines of the nerves carrying vital information back and forth. You have the tunnels of the arteries delivering the essential fuel, which is blood. And you have the structural foundation of the muscles supporting the entire station. When Grand Central Station is shut down or has a major blockage, nothing in the entire city's transit system works correctly. Everything grinds to a halt. The signals can't get through, the fuel can't be delivered, and the system fails. This spot is that important. So, this brings us to the how. How does our tool, castor oil, interact with this spot? By applying gentle, targeted massage with castor oil directly to the perineum, you are directly stimulating this mission control center. You're not just rubbing oil on random skin. You are using the anti-inflammatory and circulatory boosting properties of the oil to help relax the bulbospongiosus muscle, to encourage the pudendal artery to deliver better blood flow, and to wake up the nerve pathways of the pudendal nerve that may have been sluggish for years. I'll share a quick story. I had a client named George, a retired accountant who was 75. He was a very logical, by-the-book kind of man. He was having significant issues with performance and had almost given up hope. When I explained this Grand Central Station analogy to him, something clicked. He said, "For years I've been trying to fix the train cars way out in the suburbs when the real problem was a shutdown at the main hub." That insight changed everything for him. He realized that when you target this spot, you're not just hoping for a result somewhere else down the line. You are applying a direct logical solution right at the source of the system's control. It's about being precise. It's about being strategic. And it's about understanding your own body's incredible, interconnected design. Okay, the moment we've been building up to has arrived. We understand the system, we have our tool, and we've identified our target, which is mission control, the perineum. Now, let's put it all together. It's time for me to walk you through the exact step-by-step technique. This brings us to our final section. Section number 4, the 5-minute restoration routine. This is the practical how-to part of our video. This is the exact routine that you can start using tonight. It's simple, it's discreet, and it only takes about 5 minutes of your time. I call it the 5-minute restoration routine. But before I give you the steps, I need to point out the most common and detrimental mistake men make when they try any form of therapeutic self-massage. The mistake is rushing the process and using too much pressure. Our mindset in so many areas of life is no pain, no gain. We think that if we just press harder or do it faster, we'll get better results. But with this technique, that mindset is completely wrong. It will backfire. This is not about force. It's about gentle, consistent persuasion. You are trying to invite your tissues and your nervous system to relax and respond. If you apply aggressive, painful pressure, your muscles will do the opposite. They will tense up, they will guard against the sensation, and you will completely negate the benefits you are trying to achieve. Remember, this is about communication with your body, not domination of it. So let's explore why this gentle, slow approach is the key to success. There's a deep physiological reason for this. When you use slow, deliberate, circular motions with a warm, high-quality oil like castor oil, you are accomplishing several things at once. First, the warmth of the oil and the gentle friction of the massage help to relax the superficial layers of the skin and the underlying muscle tissue, making them more receptive. Second, the slow pace allows for maximum absorption of the oil's beneficial compounds, specifically the ricinoleic acid we discussed, letting it penetrate deep into the tissues where it can do its work. And most importantly, this gentle stimulation gives your nervous system, your body's complex electrical wiring, time to respond. It sends signals of safety and relaxation to your brain, which in turn helps to release deep-seated tension in the muscles of the pelvic floor. It is a feedback loop of relaxation. And the science behind this is incredibly well established. The core principles of therapeutic massage have been studied for centuries and are a cornerstone of physical therapy and rehabilitation medicine. A comprehensive review in the International Journal of Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork confirmed that gentle, sustained pressure is known to significantly increase local circulation and promote the release of chronic muscle tension. It does this by stimulating specialized nerve endings in the skin called mechanoreceptors. These receptors send signals to the brain that help to down-regulate the fight or flight response, allowing the muscles to finally let go. So when you perform this routine, you aren't just rubbing oil on your skin. You are actively engaging with your own nervous system in a scientifically validated way to promote healing and relaxation. Here is a simple analogy to help this stick in your mind. Imagine you are trying to tune an old analog radio to a faint, distant station. You wouldn't just grab the dial and crank it back and forth aggressively. All you would get is static. Instead, you would turn the dial very, very slowly. You would make tiny, patient adjustments, listening carefully until the signal starts to come through, clear and strong. This routine is exactly like that. You are gently and patiently tuning into your body's own signals, waiting for it to respond. The magic is in the slowness. It is in the patience. So now for the exact steps, the how-to. I want you to follow these 5 simple steps. Step 1. Start with a clean slate. Make sure the perineum area is completely clean and dry. This is important as it removes any barriers and helps the oil to absorb properly. Step 2. Prepare the oil. Take about 1 teaspoon of your pure, cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil. Pour it into the palm of your hand. Then simply rub your hands together for about 20 to 30 seconds. This uses your own body heat to warm the oil to a pleasant, comfortable temperature. You don't want it hot, just pleasantly warm. Step 3. Find your position and begin the massage. Find a comfortable, private position. This could be sitting on the edge of your bed, or perhaps standing with 1 foot propped up on the side of the bathtub. Using the fingertips of 1 or 2 fingers, apply the warm oil to your perineum. Use slow, firm, but gentle circular motions. Press just deep enough to feel the muscle tissue underneath the skin, but never to the point of pain or discomfort. Cover the entire area, from the base of the scrotum to the edge of the anus. Do this for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Step 4. Breathe. This may sound simple, but it is a critical step. While you are performing the massage, focus on your breathing. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, and exhale just as slowly through your mouth. Deep breathing helps to release even more tension throughout your body and signals to your nervous system that it is safe to relax. Step 5. This last step is optional, but I highly recommend it for even better results. When you are done with the massage, take a small washcloth, run it under warm water, and wring it out. Place this warm, damp cloth over the area for about 15 minutes. The combination of the gentle heat and the oil creates even deeper penetration and boosts circulation even more. I always recommend my clients do this routine in the evening, perhaps an hour or so before bed. The reason for this is twofold. First, your body is already in a natural state of winding down, making it more receptive to relaxation. And second, it allows the oil to continue its work overnight without interruption. There is a wonderful synergy in this. You combine the targeted massage with the natural healing cycle of sleep. For an even greater effect, make sure you are well hydrated throughout the day by drinking plenty of water, as this supports the circulatory benefits you are trying to achieve. It's a small, simple habit, but these little things, they add up to create powerful, lasting change. All right, let's quickly bring everything together. We've learned that the decline you might be feeling is a system problem, not a single issue with just one part. We've uncovered the science behind a simple yet powerful tool like castor oil, and you now have the exact 5-minute routine to target mission control for your pelvic health and circulation. But I want to be very clear. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So before you click away, here is your simple action plan for this week. Think of these as your doctor's orders, if you will. First, acquire your tool. Sometime this week, get yourself a bottle of pure, cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil. Second, schedule it. Don't just hope you'll remember. Block out just 5 minutes in your calendar each evening. Treat it like an important appointment with yourself, because it is. And third, execute for 7 days. Commit to trying this gentle routine for 1 full week. Don't judge it. Don't overthink it. Just do it and observe how your body feels. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This feels a little strange, doctor. Or, I'm just too tired at the end of the day. And that's perfectly normal to feel. But I want you to reframe this in your mind. This is not a chore. This is a small, powerful act of taking back control. It is 5 minutes, just 5, dedicated solely to your own health and well-being. And remember, this simple routine is about so much more than just improving erections. It's about regaining confidence. It's about proving to yourself every single evening that you still have the power to care for your body and improve your health. It is about staying vital and independent for yourself and for the people in your life who count on you. Your future self, the stronger, more confident version of you, is counting on the small choices you make today. So if you found value in this straightforward, science-backed approach, and you're committed to making a change, no matter how small, I invite you to become part of our community. Hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on our future health guides. And more importantly, I want you to go to the comments section right now and write 2 simple words. Day 1. This is your public commitment to yourself and to all the other men here starting this journey with you. Let's support each other. Thank you for investing your valuable time with me today. In my next video, we're going to explore the one surprising type of salt that can actually help support healthy blood pressure after 50. You will not want to miss that one. This is Dr. Audrey Wells, reminding you, your body has an incredible innate ability to heal. Sometimes it just needs the right instructions. Take care.